YouTube, today we're going to continue to use the double Gen 8 dog duo with Zacian and Zamazenta with some fun pairings like Darmanitan and Appletun. Hopefully Appletun actually gets to showcase itself and Darmanitan a little bit more camera action, because I feel like we've been winning a lot of the games before like Darm has been able to do that much. But if you do enjoy the builds, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. If you want to check out the details of the team, you can check it out with a paste pin, and of course check out the team build that's coming out in a couple of days that features how I built this team, and you can grab the rental code 2 weeks to grab it before it expires. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, we have the Wheezing Calyrex Shadow Rider with Regigigas, Zacian, Blastoise, and Volcarona. So this is a team that Ryota used. Okay, what's my general matchup against this? I have like coaching is actually pretty good against their team. Like Zamazenta actually does a lot of work against their team with Wide Guard. That's actually pretty funny. So I guess I'm gonna lead Zacian Zamazenta. Zacian Zamazenta is actually like a pretty good lead here, and yeah, I do think it is probably my ideal lead here, unless I want to go with like Thunderous lead, which I don't think is too bad, but I don't think it's like amazing either. So I guess I just go with Darm and Thunderous in the back. Yeah, I think this is pretty good, I think, against their team. I don't know if they're going to bring the Blastoise here, which I think is better than the Gigas Wheezing combination. I think I could definitely see them leading Blastoise plus Wheezing, if anything. Or they do have a Volcarona. I guess Volcarona is actually a little bit scary here. But it's only Rage Powder. It's not Quiver Dance on this team. So I can probably play around it. And even if they lead Volcarona, what are they going to lead specifically? It has to be like... Okay, they let Regigigas Wheezy. If they let Volcarona, I just go hard Darm, I think, and Rock Slide. So yeah, this is probably like an ideal lead here. I'm going to go for coaching, and I'm going to go for a attack tier, I suppose. This coaching goes for protect, so I might as well just go for coaching. Are they going to max strike here? I just feel like you don't max strike here. I just feel like there's no point in max striking these. I think you would rather take the KO with Quake, or you're going to like max guard Wisp with the Wheezing. I think those make the most sense to me, so that's why I'm going to go for protect coaching here. If I get the protect coaching, it's really solid. And yeah, I think it's the best position I could get because I get the defense boost. And then afterward, I go for 2 coachings and Behemoth Blade and then KO the Regigigas possibly. Or I could sub potentially on the next turn, depending on what they do. Because as long as it's not strike, I should be okay. And I don't know if they would strike here. The only reason I don't think they strike here is because A, Wheezing doesn't outspeed Zacian or Zamazenta, even with the strike decrease on my side. So this is why I think max guard is more sense, because Behemoth Blade in a close combat would do a lot to Gigas. Probably pick up a knockout. Would they be willing to take that trade? Let's see. Protect from the Zacian. Does max guard go before protect or no? Okay, no, they protect a Wheezing. Okay, that's acceptable for me too. I guess this works out too, because what I could do is coach and Behemoth Blade the Wheezing the next turn, unless I think they're going to go for the double protect. So I get a coaching off, so I get a +1 attack and defense. Are they quaking? Yeah. This is basically what I expected. So here goes a Quake through protect. It's +1 defense on the Zacian. It crit me through the protect. Okay. That's really frustrating, but yeah, okay. Crit through protect and my defense boost. Okay, let's go for coaching here, and we're going to go for a Behemoth Blade, I guess, into the Wheezing slot. The reason we're going to make this play is because I think it is better to take down the Wheezing if possible, to have the Gigas that's useless on this side. And I think they're going to attempt to go for a Wisp here because they know I get a +2 Behemoth Blade, which means I can knock out Gigas, I think. And so they're going to try to get a Wisp off if they can, but I'm going to take the knockout on Wheezing, and we'll see what happens afterward. So what's nice is their Calyrex can't max, which means if they send in Calyrex, I just have to Wide Guard stall. So as long as max Quake doesn't crit me this time, I should be at a healthy range. And then it just depends on the upcoming. Maybe they go for a strike here to set up for a Zacian, but I feel like it's Quake again. All right, so slow start activates and +2 defense with the Zacian. Please don't do anything dumb again. I actually did a lot more than I was hoping for. Okay. So this is kind of weird. I think it's fine though. It just depends, because they're gonna bring out their Zacian. No, they're bringing Calyrex. Oh wait, that's great. If I can get rid of the Calyrex immediately, because I know there's a Choice Scarf, Darm wins. Yeah, Darm wins at this point. Okay. We're gonna Wide Guard here for the Ash Barrage and Behemoth Blade. That's perfect. I guess they're not considering the the wide guard option, unless they change the team into Calyx or Shadow Ball now, but I'm fine with either way right now, I suppose. Oh, if it's Shadow Ball, that's actually really bad for me, but don't be Shadow Ball, please. I get a wide guard off with Zamazenta, so this prevents the Astral Barrage, which means that the Calyx should not be able to have a way to hit me. Nice. Okay, perfect. That Astral Barrage here, and we're going to be able to get a Behemoth Blade off into the Calyx. Okay, super solid position. Super solid. I think Darm cleans up now because I double up the Regigigas the next turn, and then Darm just clicks Flare Blitz against Zacian and wins. So Calyx able to pick up the knockout, and Quake again. No, they strike this time. Okay, that's completely okay. Yeah, Max Strike doesn't do anything to my Zacian that's resisted. They have slow start, and I have +2 defense. If they bring out their Zacian, that's a-okay. I click Close Combat and Behemoth Blade into the Gigas that doesn't have Protect. It's a wide guard. And yeah, surprised they didn't bring Volcarona now that I think about it. But I guess maybe they're too worried about the Thunderous, which makes sense because Thunderous is a little bit scary. Although Blastoise actually seemed pretty good against my team. But maybe they were just like, there's a Gastrodon. It's going to be really hard to set up the Blastoise. So I kind of understand. Let's see. I mean, this is just an easy close combat win into a Behemoth Blade into Gigas, and yeah, Zacian can't pick up 2 knockouts at the same time. The Gigas can't outspeed even with the strike decreased speed drop on both my Pokemon because of the fact that it is in slow start currently. So yeah, I can't see how they win. They can take a knockout, but yeah, they're going to take the knockout on my Zacian unless they Behemoth Blade my Zamazenta for some reason. But yeah, they take the knockout on Zacian, completely a-okay here, and we're able to get a close combat. If we don't knock out the Gigas, I mean, I think it'd probably be in life up range. Let's see. Close combat into the Gigas, is able to pick up the knockout. Nice. And we are going to be able to win with our Darm. Darm just wins now. So that's really nice. I didn't even have to max here or anything. I just had like pretty good offensive pressure right here, and we still have a Thunderous in the back. That's perfect. Although yeah, I don't think they can win regardless. Like Darm just comes in, it KOs every single variant of Zacian possible. And yeah, we'll go for, you know what, I'm gonna coach here and I'm gonna Flare Blitz. Let's see. Give me the Flare Blitz KO. I think they gotta hope that I'm not fast Darm, and they gotta crit with close combat, I suppose. That'd be their win con. Actually no, close combat just knocks me out. But yeah, Flare Blitz able to come out into the Zacian. I am Choice Scarf for a reason. I outspeed Zacian's, I outspeed Calyx's, am able to pick up the knockout, which is beautiful. And yeah, I was able to set up, I think, for a really good late game Darm. I was like really happy when I saw the Calyx come out early, because being able to just knock it out and avoid like their Scarf Calyx outspeeding my Darm was pretty nice, because I could have still won. I thought like it would have been Zacian in. I had to take the knockout on Gigas, and then Darm comes in, and then I hope to spam wide guard, and well, or at least I get to see what move does itself into, and then I have to play accordingly to it. And if they lock themselves in the Astral Barrage, I just spam wide guard and then just bring in the Darm when it's a 2v3, I think, in that position, or like a 2v. I think it'd be 2v3 in that position. I would still probably have Thunderous around, and yeah, because I'm assuming Zacian would go down. But yeah, able to have a really solid end game with Darm, and I think Darm's just really good against Calyx plus Zacian teams, because it's like with that Choice Scarf, it always is able to threaten a Zacian. Even at -1, it can have a really good shot just knocking out Zacians as well. With the Flare Blitz, it's really strong and can really clean up in the late game, which is what I like about it on this team. If you currently enjoy the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. Okay, we got the Calyx, Shadow Rider, Zacian, Thunderous, Incarnate Form, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Gastrodon. If I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty common team for the most part. It's like Sash on the Calyx, Standard Zacian, the Thunderous is Defiant. The items usually change. I think this one's Assault Vest, if it's the team I'm thinking of. Incineroar is pretty standard. The Rillaboom, actually no, I think Rillaboom is Assault Vest usually. Actually, I can't tell which one. No, it's Miracle Seed on this Rillaboom, and then the Gastrodon is Leftovers. Okay, so Darm's really good here. I really like Darm here a lot, because Darm puts on so much pressure against their team. Like Darm Thunderous is amazing here. I actually think that I don't bring the Zamazenta, because Zamazenta does nothing other than like coaching. I guess Wide Guard's actually pretty nice for the Calyx, but I don't think I need it. I really don't. I actually think that I bring Appletun because Gastro's an annoying Pokemon for my team. So I think just having Appletun as a Gastro answer is kind of huge. And then for my last Pokemon, I think it's Zacian. Like, I would like Zamazenta for the wide guard, or do I just not bring Zacian? Which just seems so crazy to me, because it's something I'm considering here. Yet I think Zacian's just better. You know what? We're bringing Zacian, because I think Zamazenta might have actually been better, but the thing about Zacian, which I think is better against their team, is the Thunderous. If it chooses to Dynamax, like, I do way more damage to the Thunderous with Behemoth Blade than I do with, like, Bash. And I think that's, like, pretty big, because, like, Thunderous Airstreams, it's just, like, a big control side. So, it's, like, yeah, they lead Calyx Thunderous. That's okay for me. I don't mind this. All right. So, I lead Darm into Thunderous right here. I go for quite a few things that I can go for here. I could go for a Rock Slide. I think I want to U-turn out immediately. I could go for the KO into their Calyx right here. This is probably like Wisp, I'd imagine. I think this is Wisp. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to U-turn the Calyx slot. It's going to do some pretty big chip. I think I Airstreamed the Calyx as well. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Getting my Zacian boosted just sounds so good right now. I don't know if they'll Astral Barrage. I kind of don't think they are. If they do, I don't think it's too bad. I think they would probably like Airstream, Astral Barrage my Darm slot, and Zacian's going to be able to take those attacks just fine. And then I get to knock out their Calyx and have Zacian at +1. So +1 speed. So I think that's like an okay trade-off here. So they do Dynamax their Thunderous. It looks like we do Speed Tie, so it has to be that Defiant Thunderous. Not exactly too shocking. Let's find out. If they Wisp me, that's okay here, and if they don't, that's pretty solid. If they miss the Wisp, that's the best case scenario, I think, for me, because I don't lose anything right here. However, let us see how this is going to happen, as Darm is really nice because it just puts on pressure against these. A U-turn going to come out into the Calyx. Should do some pretty solid damage right here. Yeah, pretty good damage. I don't think Airstream is going to pick up a knockout, which is the a shame part. We're going to go out into our Zacian right here. I wonder what the last two are. I assume it's Gastro plus Zacian. So I got to be a little bit cautious. Let's bring out our Zacian. We'll have the Airstream boost, which I think is pretty nice. What are you going for here? Astral Barrage, that's perfect. I don't take the burn, and I can take the knockout into their Calyx. They go for an Airstream. Okay, that's perfectly okay. Yeah. As Zacian eats this up, I can go for an Airstream with my Thunderous, and now I have my Zacian at +1 speed, which is really big against their team. The thing that's awkward is they've been winning the speed ties, so the next turn it might come down to a speed tie win. Oh, I don't knock out the Calyx. That's awkward, actually. I thought I would knock out the Calyx. That's the thing about not running Max Attack Fundy without like a Life Orb. It can miss knockouts. That's really bad. I mean, is it really? I just protect here and Airstream, I suppose. It is a little bit awkward. I think I just Airstream protect here. I don't know if they're going to... I think they Wisp here. I think they Wisp here and Airstream my... they Airstream me their slot, I think. Yeah, if they Side Shock Max Lightning, they win the speed tie. That's really awkward, actually. Well, let's see if that's going to be the case, though. Because, yeah, this position now got a bit weird. I thought, like, they would definitely go down to U-turn plus the Max Airstream, but they didn't. So, this could get a little bit dicey. They're going to retreat Calyx, actually, which is really good for me, because Darm can always revenge KO it. Incineroar coming out is huge for me. I do not mind that. Okay, that's pretty big for me. I will 100% take that. Okay. So I get a +1 attack right here with Thunderous. And this Incineroar is really threatened here. Okay, so last one has to be Zacian then. So I guess the Appletun's not going to, like, get a Gastrodon, unfortunately. Airstream again into Zacian. Okay. That seems would have been really bad if I Behemoth Blade, but I guess they did expect to protect fully, so that's all right. The Incineroar is sped up. The Thunderous is sped up. This is like way okay for me. I do get an Airstream up here, and yeah, this is looking really good. Look at that huge damage to Incineroar. I will Airstream again into their Incineroar slot because I just don't see a reason why I wouldn't click Airstream here. The question is, what am I doing with the Zacian slot? I'm thinking this is Fake Out into Max Lightning here. If it's Fake Out to Max Lightning... Oh, no, it's Fake Out to Airstream, right? Yeah. Wait, is it Fake Out to Max Airstream? It might be. Do I sack the Appletun here? I think I do. I think I do. Yeah, I think I had to sack Appletun, unfortunately. We'll go for Airstream into the Incineroar slot. And we'll go for the sack here. Because I think that Zacian is just, like, still really good in the end game, I suppose. So we'll bring out the Appletun. We're going to see a Fake Out come out. Yep. Okay, Fake Out. Is it Airstream? Is it Knuckle? Or is it... They max Lightning. Okay. So they weren't sure about the Airstream fake out calc, and it didn't look like it would KO. That's nice. So I keep Appletun alive. That's actually a really nice survival right there that Appletun is going to provide here. Because now I can fire off a Draco Meteor potentially into that Thunderous and really have some pressure against it. So we do get an Airstream off into the Incineroar slot, is able to pick up that knockout, big knockout, because that's pretty annoying for the rest of my team. I really think that my Darm goes in now. My Darm looks like it has a lot of fun here. So let's see what they're going to bring out. I'd imagine Zacian's going to come out on their side now. They have Gastro. This is really good for me, but I don't think it's Gastro. If it's Gastro, that'd be amazing. But yeah, it's Zacian. Okay. So no Gastro was brought here. I don't know what I'm going to go for here. I am +1 attack. I kind of want to threaten their Thunderous like quite a lot here, because if I get rid of their Thunderous, it's huge. I think I just go for their Thunderous, right? I think I just go for Draco Meteor into Wild Charge their Thunderous. Yeah. So I'm going to go for that play. Because if I get rid of their Thunderous, I just win with Darm, right? That's the idea here. So I'm going to Wild Charge and go for Draco Meteor into Thunderous, because if it doesn't have Protect, I'm in such a good position. Like, I am really in an amazing position. Wild Charge is going to come out into their Thunderous. Good amount of damage. Jeez. If they Wild Charge, they probably lose to my Recoil. They probably lose to Recoil. I did lose Thunderous to the Wild Charge, which I'm actually a little bit surprised about, but that's okay. Oh, they survived. That's... does Appletun survive this? Because if Appletun survives this and KO's Fundy, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. Okay, that's actually really big. Hit the Draco. Hit the Draco. Hit the Draco and I win with EQ spam. Hit the Draco, I win with EQ spam. Nice. Ooh, okay. That's really big. That's really big. Okay, I'm able to knock out the Thunderous. Oh, wait. If their Thunderous is close to combat, this is awkward. But if they're Sacred Sword, I win. This is a pretty close end game. I always have to go Darm here. Right? Yeah, I have to always go Darm here, I'm pretty sure. The Zacian does not do anything here. Just gets outsped by the Cax. We gotta go Darm. And I think we got EQ. And... it's a weird mind game, right? Because I could Flare Blitz either slot, so I don't know what they're going to do here. They have to protect the slot and get this play right, I think. If they are close combat. If they have Sacred Sword, they just lose unless they crit. Because my Darm lives every Sacred Sword from a max attack Zacian at +1. So I'm actually going to Elite Seed their Zacian slot, and I'm going to EQ. Yeah, because Protect on Appletun here doesn't get me anything in this position, so I might as well just EQ. I think that's pretty ideal. Actually, does that... I guess if I crit my own Appletun, I can't switch out Darm anymore, so I could maybe lose. I think I'm fine. Calyx protects here. Okay, makes sense. Just comes down to Darm and the Zacian. That's what it comes down to. I hope I calc this right. I'm pretty sure I calc to live every Sacred Sword from a Zacian with the Darm. So let's see. Come on, Darm. Also, that Zacian actually took it really well. They sub. What? Wait, how is that a win con? How is that a win con? Also, I live another EQ because Appletun's actually really bulky, so I'm going to Elite Seed Earthquake here. How is that a win con, though? Why would you not attack the Darm? You saw I was Scarf. You turned out turn 1 and outsped your Calyx. You know I was Choice Scarf. Why'd you sub? What? What were they expecting? Me U-turning the... Oh, maybe they expected me to U-turn out the Calyx. Okay. So I see their line of thought now. They get the double protect. It comes down to the same position as before. It just comes down to, do they crit me here? That's what it comes down to. So, do you crit me here? Or did I miscalc my Sacred Sword Behemoth Blade ranges? So they expected me to U-turn the Calyx, to knock out the Calyx, and then I could Flare Blitz win always against the Zacian. Sacred Sword. Okay, I should live every roll. Easy. And Elite Seed hits the Zacian, so I gain a little bit of extra HP, so that means that the Zacian 100% doesn't live the next Earthquake range. Guaranteed. Darm and Appletun, the GOATs. Oh, man, that's actually incredible. That's incredible for me. Okay, I can Protect here, the Appletun, and I can Earthquake here. If they get a triple Protect, can they win? Okay, okay. So if I really want to guarantee the win, it switched out Darm into Zacian and sack it, right? But there's no way they live this, because if the Calyx got a triple protect, they could win if they somehow are able to knock out Darm, I suppose. Yeah, so we just, I mean, we're gonna take the knockout. You might be thinking, I guess another loose con was quick attack, but I like was pretty confident they didn't have quick attack on this team, especially with sub Zacian, so I don't think there's like any chance of quick attack there. And Darm and Appletun coming in clutch. That Appletun surviving was absolutely huge. I didn't think I would go down a wall charge from their Thunderous, because they weren't life orb and I was decently healthy, so I was surprised when I got knocked out there. But thankfully I was just able to get the hit off in the Thunderous, pick up the knockout Thunderous, and then because they had to eliminate the Thunderous on my side, or they pretty much, I think, was just losing at that point. And then I was just able to get the, once I got rid of Thunderous, which was the only thing faster than my Darm with the Airstream boost, I was able to get Darm into a position where, of course, I was relying on not getting crit there, but for the most part, it was like really solid, I think. Them subbing was like, I think, the big one, but I can understand if they do expect me to hard U-turn, because they didn't know I had Earthquake at that time, so I could U-turn the Calyx, bring back the Darm, and then Flare Blitz for the guaranteed win. So I think they were like really banking on that, so Zacian didn't have to take a Flare Blitz. But yeah, thankfully I had Earthquake, and thankfully they didn't double protect and go for like 2 attacks with Zacian, because that would have screwed me over. All right, we have Calyx, Zacian with Mamoswine, Thunderous, the Whimsicott, and Indeedee. This definitely looks like a pretty scary team for me, and yeah, it definitely does seem pretty terrifying to deal with. So wonder what they're gonna lead here. I kind of want to go Zamazenta and Thunderous lead. I think it's probably my best lead. I'd imagine their Dynamax Pokemon should be Thunderous, I'd imagine, on this team. Yeah, I think it would be their Dynamax Pokemon. Zamazenta is actually going to be pretty important for wide guard. The problem is if they lead Calyx, they can Wisp me. Although I don't know if this is going to be, I think there's offensive Calyx on their team. We'll see here though. Zacian and I think Darm in the back, because Darm could clean up late game once Tailwind's over. So we'll find out, I suppose. I do think I have, this just looks rough. I mean, Tailwind plus the fast things plus the massive threat in Mamoswine, because Mamoswine hits all my Pokemon perfectly, so that is going to be a pretty scary threat that I do have to respect here. It's going to be Mamoswine, I think Whimsicott. Yeah, okay, no surprise here. It's such a good Pokemon against me. Zamazenta plus the Thunderous lead here is okay. I think I go for, do I coaching here or do I bash? I think I just bash. Yeah, I think I bash the Mamoswine here, and I think I swap Harden and Zacian. Let's find out what they're going to accomplish here. It could be I think it's just Tailwind and Hailstorm here. Maybe Tailwind, Icicle Crash is okay. They could go for, I don't think they're going to Earthquake themselves. I don't think that's going to be the play. So we'll find out. Because this, I also wonder who the Sash is on their team. I really would like to know who the Sash on their team is. I could have coaching. I thought about coaching into Zacian, but I felt like it wasn't necessary to. So we get the boost with our Zacian here. And Tailwind does come out. I think this is crashed in. Unless I high horsepowered my other slot. Okay, no, they crashed here. Beautiful. Okay, that's a really good turn for me. Okay, it's crashing a Zacian. That is completely okay. I'm able to get a bash off. There should be Sash Mamoswine. If it's not Sash Mamoswine, that's really ideal for me. But if it is, not too bad. So here comes a bash into the Mamoswine. It is Focus Sash revealed. Okay. I'm not too surprised about that Focus Sash. That means the Whimsicott doesn't have a sat. Wait, it just lived. What? That's not even Sash? Oh, Zamazenta. Let's see. Okay. I can't even double protect. I could wide guard here if I want to. I don't think they're going to max the Mamoswine. I mean, they probably have high horsepower, right? I imagine high horsepower is coming out. I'm going to Behemoth Bash. I guess the... Ooh, I think it's a Whimsicott. Harden, a Thunderous, I want to say. This is a little bit awkward, actually. The reason why I think this is a little bit awkward is because, A, they could go for Helping Hand high horsepower, which I don't think knocks out Zamazenta, but it's going to do a lot. And then B, I don't know what Mamoswine does here. They Dazzling Gleam, which is okay. And high horsepower to Zamazenta. Good play on their part. I'll definitely take the trade. I'm okay with like Mamoswine around, because I don't think it's too bad if I leave the Mammal Swine around right now. I gotta sell out this Tailwind, but in order to do that, I need to make sure that they never get another Tailwind up again. So that's why I'm bashing the Whimsicott. Oh, that's the Sash. Oh, that's so unlucky for me. Oh, that's unlucky for me. Okay, we're gonna wide guard here. It just, okay, so the Mammal Swine just lived my bash, then that's really awkward. Okay, I can't do anything to set up anything, right? I'm pretty sure I can. I think I have to go Zacian here and I have to bash. I live Gleam. Yeah, I have to. I have to make the same play, even if it's predictable. Like, I think this is my best option here, because I don't think I can lose Thunderous, because I need Airstream and I need like one hit against the Calyx, which is really important. So we'll bring out the Zacian here, hopefully on a crash again, and a Gleam, which is a-okay for me if that's the case. And we'll knock out the Whim, hopefully. Gleam comes out. Should live with the Zamazenta. Yep, okay. Crash once again. Okay, perfect. Is this in the Zamazenta? Or is it into... It is in the Thunderous. Okay. So Zacian has taken a lot of damage, but that's acceptable. We'll take the knockout into their... Okay, so we'll take the knockout here into their Whimsicott. So Whimsicott's eliminated. Perfect. That's huge. And no more Tailwind, and this is, or yeah, no more resetting Tailwind, and this is the last turn Tailwind coming up. So I just gotta, I don't know. I think I protect Wide Guard. Is that the play? No, I just protect Sack, right? No, I Wide Guard here because I don't want. Oh, this is. No, they don't even have. Okay, no, I have to Sack here. Wide Guard only accomplishes Astral Barrage. Okay, wait, no, that's not too bad, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, so I have to go for a Wide Guard here and a Protect. Because they're going to high horsepower. I think they're going to high horse. Oh, they max here. Interesting max. Okay. So this is Calyrex. How okay am I with this? Probably okay. It depends on if they get a knockout here. If they get a knockout here, it's really bad. If they don't, it's okay. So let's find out. Like, if they get a knockout with the Calyx specifically to get the boost. I don't mind it otherwise. So we protect our Zacian. Is this Ice Shard? I Wide Guarded here because I thought if they Astral Barrage and if they were... And they got... Okay, they did Ice Shard. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, okay. That's really ideal. Okay, so... Ooh. Okay, I'm okay with that. As long as they never got the special attack boost so they don't sweep my entire team, I was good with that. So... That is ideal. That's huge. So the Calyx reveals Life Orb. Tailwind peters out. I get to go Darm or Thunderous. I think I'm going to always go Thunderous here. Because even if I shard into max Phantasm, I think with Life Orb doesn't knock me out. And I think that's pretty big. Because as long as that doesn't knock me out, I can pretty much get some attacks off. So we will go for the Airstream here into the Mammal Swine. And we're going to go for the Behemoth Blade into the... Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Airstream into the Mammal Swine. And Behemoth Blade into the Calyx. We want to get rid of this Mammal Swine as quick as possible. This Mammal Swine is a threat. And then afterward, we'll have some Airstream boosts. And we could like double up the Calyx, for instance. We have a few plays. I can go for like Max Knuckle and a Flare Blitz, which would be absolutely big against their team. So yeah, that's like the option here. I wonder if the Flare Blitz would knock out the Calyx though with +1 and Sheer Force. That's actually a pretty interesting calc. I guess we'll find out. But I guess also a thing that we have to consider is that my Thunderous is also going to be +1 attack if they go for a Phantasm here to knock out my Zacian. Otherwise, they have to rely on the Psychic move, right? Unless they have Max Quake. Because if they Max Strike, they get the same boost. But I guess I'm like slower, which is also pretty bad. So I guess it just comes down to some potential possibilities right here on max moves. But yeah, this should be like last ditch Ice Shard for Mammal Swine and something from the Calyx attacking here. Oh, they max guard. That's perfect. Wait, they max guard for what? I guess they're scared of max darkness here. Yet I don't know, because I got an Airstream off. I KO'd a Mammal Swine. Now I'm in a fantastic spot. Because they didn't get a knockout, and now my Zacian's faster than their Calyx and knocks it out with Behemoth Blade. So I don't know. I think the max guard there was like the worst possible thing for them. They bring out the Zacian, which is completely okay. Darm wins now. Darm 100% wins. So quick attack doesn't knock me out even at -1. You just Behemoth Blade, and I guess if they double max guard, what happens? If they double max guard, the Calyx's Dynamax is over and then I win, right? Regardless? Yeah, I think that's okay. So I'm just going to Airstream and I'm just going to Behemoth Blade their Calyx in case they somehow live, which I don't think they ever do. But yeah, they do go for the double max guard, which is their best play. Yeah, they were going to take the knockout my Zacian, I suppose. But even then, like, I think I get Darm in. Their Dynamax is over. I Airstream and go for the big, like, Earthquake, or like, I'm pretty sure Earthquake plus Airstream would have done it. And then I think I just win off that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I had the game locked. I think the max guard was definitely the play. I think that 100% lost them the game. I think if they took a KO, it was doable. But now it doesn't seem like it, right? Because that Airstream boost was absolutely big. Like, getting my Zacian boosted is crazy there. Behemoth Blade going to come out there, definitely targeting down the Zacian here. I don't think you ever target the Thunders. Yeah, it's always the Zacian. And then I guess I'll just set this up for Darm. Knuckle and the Flare Blitz is just always able to pick up a knockout into their Zacian. And yeah, that's why I really like it. Darm on this team. It's for, like, it's pretty nice having a Pokemon that can outspeed like Calyx Shadow Rider and like this Calyx Shadow Rider and Zacian duo, and like can really cause some pressure against them if they don't have like Tailwind. And it's really good for the late game stuff. So yeah, we're gonna max Knuckle and Flare Blitz. I think they gotta hope that like my Darm is slower, right? Oh, they're just gonna forfeit. Okay. Whew, yeah, it was like really unlikely. I had to be like a slower Darm. I had to be a slower Darm and after an Airstream boost, if that's the case. And then they would have to get like a crit in the Darm in order to have a chance. So somehow able to pull that. I think, again, the big turn max guard was the downfall of my opponent. Otherwise, it was really tough. I think I was able to avoid the worst. Like, it could have gotten really scary potentially. Like, if that Calyx was like targeting the Zamazenta, for instance, that could have been a really big problem. If they got the +1 special attack, I think it would have been really bad for me. Like, I think I would have had to go into Darm and like hope for a crit on the Calyx at that point. Otherwise, was kind of able to. Only the knockout the Mammal Spine was bad, but at least we were able to get rid of Whimsicott, stall out the Tailwind, and I suppose be in a decent position afterward. And that is the show. Was able to bring Appletun, and Darmanitan was able to do some more work. Appletun, unfortunately, was very specific for certain matchups like the Calyx, Shadow Rider, Zacian, and Gastrodons. I thought Gastrodon would be a huge pain for my team, and that's why I have the Appletun right here. It's really good against that. Helps against Rotom Heat as well, which I think is pretty fantastic. Unfortunately, we just never really got to face those, but it does help with those matchups because it is pretty tough to deal with those in a lot of cases, so it's just really nice to have. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team, there's a paste available in the description down below. There is a team builder coming out on this team in the next couple of days where I'll showcase how I built this team. And of course, try out the rental code. You have 2 weeks to grab it, and you can always check out more of my Series 12 action in the meantime, as I have a lot of cool teams and I showcase a lot of cool Pokemon. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.